Welcome back to using Python at the CHPC. In the last video, we saw how to install our own packages with either a virtual environment and pip or with a conda environment. And the next question that I have to address is, in order to use Python effectively at the CHPC, where should I run my scripts? So we now have a version of Python, and you presumably have some script that you want to run, but where should you run that script? And I'm going to take a little bit of a detour here and talk about the architecture of HPC clusters, high-performance computing clusters. And if you haven't seen the introduction to the CHPC presentation yet, I'd recommend reading through the slides first, just so you can get a lay of the land. But I am going to briefly discuss, again, the architecture of HPC clusters, which is a very important thing to keep in mind as you're using Python on CHPC systems. So an HPC cluster is actually a collection of mini computers. It's not a single computer with a ton of resources. It's a bunch of individual computers. So you can see this image on the left here. This is actually from the University of Utah's data center, and it's some of the CHPC systems. And you can see that maybe that there are a number of individual computers that are sort of like pizza box geometry stacked on top of each other. And so each one of these rows here is an individual computer, an individual machine. And some of these computers are designated as what we'd call login nodes or interactive nodes. And what that means is that this is where all users who want to interact with the HPC cluster will log into the cluster. So they're a shared resource. But they're not suitable for running large or long-running computations. So you can use them to log in and set things up and get ready to run on the computational resources of the cluster, but you shouldn't run your computational jobs on the login nodes themselves. So if we have a diagram of what this actually looks like, we'll consider your computer to be this laptop icon on the left here. You would use some software like SSH, which we saw in the previous videos, or FastX, which is another tool that you can use to connect to a login node. And this again is like the front door of the cluster. It's a small fraction of the computational resources, and it's a shared resource, so it's not where you actually want to run your jobs. And then from there, you can interact with the scheduler, which is called Slurm. And Slurm is software that decides how resources should be allocated to users. And so the resources that are being allocated are the compute nodes, which are the majority of the nodes in the cluster and where you'd actually want to run your computations. So in summary, you can run brief tests and development workflows, install things like packages, like I did in the previous videos, on the login nodes. But if you're using significant resources, you'll want to use a compute node, which will require interacting with the scheduler Slurm. Now, there are a number of ways to run Python, and I'm going to split this into two sections and talk about what I would consider the most effective strategies for running Python on CHPC systems. First of all, on login nodes. So if you're doing a testing or development workflow, and then on compute nodes for where you'd actually want to run your large or long-running computations. And so we'll go through each of these in turn, and that will be the topic for the next few videos.